Yes, guys, I'm Si. Welcome back to Cardiff City World. BBM versus McCann 2, and the mental response after Plymouth. Right, let's take a deep breath, because if you're Cardiff City fan right now, and you're Cardiff City right now, this is the kind of week that can define your title running. You go to Plymouth and you get dragged into a proper basketball match, end to end, chaotic, emotionally draining, and you lose 5-2. Now you've got to respond, not with anger, not with emotion, not with panic, but with clarity. Because the worst thing Cardiff could do after a result like that is chase redemption emotionally. They have to be clever. Do not lose your structure, because today we are going to look at the tactical showdown that is Cardiff's trip to Doncaster at the weekend. Because let's be honest with you, right? Doncaster can hurt Cardiff City, but also how can we hurt them? Where are the weaknesses on both sides? The chess match between Brian Barry Murphy and Grant McCann, and of course the mental side of it all. How can City reset after the disappointing Plymouth performance? So let's get into it right now. This is the tactical showdown. So, first foremost, the Plymouth hangover. What actually went wrong? And I think firstly it's important to not pretend that last weekend didn't happen. Plymouth got 5, Cardiff got 2, and here's what jumps out immediately from the flow of that game. Cardiff got absolutely punished in transition. Plymouth's opener came from a quick counter. That was the warning light. Cardiff conceded clusters of chances. 4 goals in 6-minute spell in the first half swung the whole afternoon. That screams game state chaos. Spacing collapses, decisions that got completely rushed, and a few mistakes there too. Set pieces, box management definitely hurt us. A penalty conceded, late corners, etc. was a problem. And here's the key. Even on a bad day, Cardiff still scored twice. 2 delightful finishes from Riley Kellyman. And they were right in it at 3-2 at half time. But they also had a lot of other chances that they could have scored. So it's not about ripping it up and starting again by any means. This is about tightening the screws. The tighten is simple. The rest defence. What shape are we in when we lose that ball? That is the vital one, because we'd addressed this. It's the first time in a long time where we look so open. Because Doncaster will look at Plymouth and think, yeah, that's the game that we played against them at their place. And we can make this game transitional and we'll land the punches. The Doncaster problem is an interesting one. Grant McCann likes to play football, but that doesn't mean he plays one way. He's quite flexible in some aspects, not all aspects, but some aspects. Now, yes, probably prefers like a 4-2-3-1, but he's not married to it. Earlier this season against us, they played a 3-5-2, and this matters because it tells you something. Grant McCann can shift his shape depending on the opposition, and when a manager is capable and able of doing that, your tactical preparation cannot be just one plan. It can be principles and triggers, but you have to be ready for a couple of different shapes, whether that's the initial formation or the shapes in and out of possession. But what did we learn from the first meeting? City 4, Doncaster 3. It was a great game, a great advertisement for League One, but it was stressful. Absolute chaos, a brilliant watch, but chaos. Tactically, it did give us a blueprint for the rematch to a certain degree. Cardiff's structure that day was the usual kind of formation. It was Fish, Chambers, Wintle, Robertson, Salic, Davis, Ashford, Capaccio, Bagan, Trott. Doncaster went with a 3-5-2, and there was a key tactical lesson from that clash. When Doncaster went 3-5-2, the game became about the wing backs, those corridors in the wide areas, and your fullbacks got a bit pinned at times. Your wingers have to decide, do we help the fullback, do we stay high, do we threaten the space in behind? It all becomes about decisions, and if you get those decisions wrong, you either get overloaded in a wide area defending, or you surrender your own counter-attacking threat and you get camped in. Doncaster's route to hurting Cardiff, I think, is quite specific. Doncaster can drag Cardiff into a transitional game. Plymouth showed that if you make this an open contest, which goes from end to end, you can score against us. Just like any team, if it's an open game, teams lack control. Doncaster will want early forward passes, runners beyond the ball, cheap corners, free kicks, things like that, where they can load up the box. if Cardiff's fullbacks fly high, the 6 might get isolated and Cardiff suddenly become defendable against, but also a target. And we need to target, Doncaster will target the spaces outside our centre-backs. If we step in high and the midfield press isn't connected, that channel between a fullback and a centre-back becomes an absolute highway for Doncaster to exploit. And that's where you win penalties, you get cutbacks, you force the opposition into last-ditch defending. And then you've got the set-piece pressure. Again, Cardiff had a bit of an issue with set pieces earlier in the season, seemed to have gone away, but it definitely returned against Plymouth. We struggled with those set pieces. Then you add in the penalty and stuff like that. Doncaster will smell blood after that Plymouth performance. So you can expect them from set pieces to crowd Nathan Trott, to have blockers, to look for the second phases and create a bit of chaos from set pieces. But when I look at how Cardiff can hurt Doncaster, that's the fun part for me, because Cardiff can absolutely hurt Doncaster, and badly, if we play with the control and the quality that we have. We need to press their first phase, but we need to stay connected. If Doncaster do go with a back 3 again, the pressing trap is obvious. Force the pass into the outside centre-back, jump with a winger or a 10, and lock the wing back down, 6 screens the inside lane, and it all becomes a bit aggressive. The fullback pushes in aggressively to intercept, and you put them under serious pressure. We did it perfectly against Barnsley. But there's got to be some rules after that Plymouth game. Don't press with emotion. You press with distances, with triggers, and with a clear plan of what you're doing. If your front line goes and your midfield doesn't, you've basically just invited Doncaster to play through you and run at your back line. Attack the wing back, the space behind the wing back, and exploit it. If Doncaster's wing backs are high, there's space behind them to exploit. This is where Cardiff can create massive moments. Those early switches from Will Fish, the direct balls into the channel from the Joel Colwell, Ruben Colwell, etc. Runners like Tanner, Ashford, Willock, Kellyman, Joel Colwell. That space can be really, really dangerous. And we can use it to pin them back. And then if their wing backs drop in to make it a 5 and they're deep, then you get the ball to the wingers and isolate those wing backs one-on-one and beat them to put the cross in, or work around them with triangles. That's how you stop them. And that's how you stop them pinning you in. So, make the midfield a real problem. If McCann goes with a sort of double pivot in his midfield, whatever the system, you're going to want to face the ball and screen. So you want to pull them around. One player between the lines, one runner beyond. So Kellyman drops in, Joel Colwell runs behind, Ruben's on looking to get on the ball. You play through the half spaces, and that's where the likes of Ruben Colwell and Amari Kellyman could be vital in this game. Because even if they don't start, they change the way Doncaster defend the central pockets. Now remember, Ruben came on at half-time at Plymouth as part of BBM's plan to change the flow, but he didn't have the structure behind him to really influence the game. And that's what it's going to be about, is the balance and the structure behind and in front of the guys. We've got to control the game state. And this is the biggest point for me. Cardiff don't need to prove a point after Plymouth. They need to win a match. That's it. 10 minutes spells of possession to calm the game, quieten the crowd. Tactical fouls when you need to. Slow restarts at the right moments. Quick restarts at the right moments. Deny Doncaster any momentum and any chance of the crowd really getting involved and making it emotional. But let's take a little look at the key battles. Number 1, the first and foremost, Cardiff's number 6, probably Ryan Wintle, I hope so, versus Doncaster's counter-attack. And I think Wintle playing at the 6 or Alex Robertson, their job's not going to be glamorous. It's going to be to stop the counter-attacks at source, cover the full-backs when they're high, and win the second balls. Screen and protect your centre-backs. After Plymouth, this is an absolute non-negotiable because we left Alex Robertson exposed, which in turn left the centre-backs exposed. Number 2, the centre-back partnership versus the runners into the channel. Now, we've talked all week about whether BBM should lock in a pairing. And this is where I think it's important. Doncaster are going to run the channels, and if your centre-backs don't trust each other for covering angles and positioning and distances, then you're going to get stretched. In my opinion, I think where we can, we need to get Fish and Lawler back together. Just my opinion, though people will disagree. Let me know in the comments what you think about that centre-back pairing. Battle number 3, this is really a vital one as well. It's their wing-backs versus our wide threats if they do go with that 3-5-2. It's almost like a bit of wing chess, because can we pin their wing-backs back or exploit the space behind them? Can we force them deeper than they want to be? Can we stop them trying to attack? Can we hit them when they do attack? If yes, Cardiff win territory, they win rhythm, and you can really exploit that area of the pitch in an area which Cardiff are very strong in. And those wide areas we're very, very good, particularly when you've got someone like Scanlon potentially starting. One of his biggest strengths is 1v1s defending, but also he is lightning quick. BBM, Grant McCann, the managerial chess match. Let's sort of round up with this. If I'm BBM, I'm thinking we're not losing our structure two games in a row. So I do expect Cardiff to be a little bit more conservative in their positioning when they're in possession. I think they'll keep the 6 a bit closer. They'll keep Ryan Wintle a bit close to the centre-backs. I think we'll ensure that we press at the right times and we press in layers. If I'm Grant McCann, I'm thinking we need to make this very uncomfortable. We need to make it as frantic as possible. We need to make it emotional. We need to ask questions of their ability to recover the ball. We need to get the crowd into it and put them under mental pressure. So, I expect Doncaster to start the game fast. I expect them to press the early build-up, and then after about 20 minutes, they may sit in a bit more. They will aim for a chaotic first 20 minutes, in my opinion. They should do at least. The first goal of this game could matter hugely. For Cardiff, it's all about the mental reset. The mental reset after Plymouth. This is the part which I think people ignore sometimes, but it is definitely real. After a loss like that, 5-2, teams often do one of two things. They overreact emotionally and play very frantic because they're so desperate for that redemption, or they overreact and they play scared and they're too deep and they don't want to take risks. Cardiff can't do either. They have to keep their identity, just fix a few little distances and tweaks, protect the transitions, but just treat it like a one-off bad day that it was. It's not a crisis. Nothing drastic needs to change. Plymouth was chaotic. 4 in 6 minutes. Penalties, corners. Like, the game just ran away from us. It's gone. The response against Doncaster has to be what we've been all season. Mature, consistent, controlled football. If we need to win ugly, we'll win ugly. If we need to win controlled, we'll win controlled. If we need to turn on the quality, then turn on the quality. We have the ability to do all those things, but the most important thing is just win. Just win. Here's my little checklist for how Cardiff win. No cheap transitions, rest defence is intact. Press is connected, the front line and midfield work as a unit. Pin the wing backs back early doors to eliminate the wide threats or exploit the space behind them. Make sure you've got set piece discipline, no silly fouls, no silly free kicks, and when you do defend corners and the like, you do it properly. Number 5, game control. Slow it down when it needs to, when it's getting a bit wild. Speed it up when you need to use your quality and move the opposition around. You do those 5 things, and I think Cardiff put themselves in a really good position to take all 3 points. But I want to hear what you think. Are you concerned about this game? After Plymouth, do you want BBM to ring the changes? Do you want him to double down on the aggression, tighten up the structure, tempo? What is it that you think we need to do for this game to get 3 points after the Plymouth game? What would your side be? What's your prediction? I said in my preview 2-1 Cardiff. Kind of feel like 2-1, 3-1. Tactically, what do you expect Grant McCann to do? Do you think he goes 3 at the back again? Will he switch to a 4? Drop below. Let me know what you think. As always, give me the context. Don't just give one-word answers. Let's have a conversation. And really, like, this community is so cool. We have so many interesting conversations about tactics, about games, about reactions, everything. And I cannot wait to continue that. So get involved. If you're not a member already, please do become a member. because again, we have such interesting conversations in the member show. We have some interesting stuff. We've got a mailbag show coming out probably over the weekend. I'm going to try and do a vlog for the Doncaster game as well. Vlogging's not really my thing, but I'll give it a go just for you guys. Thank you so much. Keep the faith. Up the Bluebirds. And remember, in the morning, 3 big questions to get you right in the mood for the game. See you in a bit. This channel is powered by an incredible membership community on Cardiff City World and patreon.com/AcePodcastNation. Becoming a member unlocks exclusive rewards from early access to live event tickets, bonus content, and even the occasional inside transfer scoop when we get it. But more importantly, it allows us to bring you top quality Cardiff City content 7 days a week. Across those 7 days, we're talking match previews, exclusive interviews, instant match reactions, the breakdown podcast, tactical deep dives, the spotlight series, Bluebirds Rewind, Academy Focus, and just so much more. Led by myself, backed by an army of passionate Cardiff City fans, this is content created by fans for fans. Balanced, professional, and 100% all about the club we all love. If you enjoy what we do, then join the community today and support what we are doing as we help to keep Cardiff City World flying high.